Hello, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. We were just getting over here to do our nightly audit for our party. We are partying like it's 1999, you guys, back in the days. Oh, here's moments. But I think I can make you. Oh, here it is. Yay! All right, done. Thank you, mommers, for joining our wonderful community of amazing moderators that can help all of you guys navigate the chat and have a cozy, cozy chat. There they are. Just spotted Chris here, right there. We just spotted Chris and Jessica. Hi, Chubby Shadow. Chubby Shadow. That's a lot of ch.
I know, isn't it crazy sometimes?
They're playing that music again. Oh no! Oh no, you guys, please. I think we need to start bringing some earplugs.
Do you think that would help? Should I do that with my? Should I try it with mine and see how?
What? No, I'm not saying earbuds, earplugs. Yes, we're back to the scene of the crimes. Crimes against children. This is where Serge Oblinsky was, you know. Well, someone's jamming here, you guys, at this fountain. We always can make it better, is what they're saying. You know, we would really love to understand how that is, right? How are you guys gonna make it better in that building? Oh, what's that? Oh my God. Yes, 20K soon, you guys. Baby steps, one step at a time. One literal baby step at a time. Look how far we've come already. I mean, look at this. Look at the desert. There's their little parking fortress. I mean, you guys, this is not normal. For all of you guys that are wondering if this is normal, this ain't normal at all. Name one fortress parking lot in Los Angeles that is covered to the nth. Oh, look at that one. Coming with her little range. Because, again, you guys, this is a club of millionaires getting hooked up with all manner of deals. All manner of deals inside of this hotel is what the hell they get hooked up with. And that's why you can't just save them all. As much as I know y'all want them all saved today. But some of them do not want to be saved. Although Scientology claims they all want to be saved. But you really have to start asking yourselves, what do they need to be saved from? I mean, saved from themselves, just like any old drug addict would be having to be saved by themselves, you guys. Sinu's right behind me. I see him. I see him. We are embodying Xenu. Let's see what's going on over here. We're going to the Horseshoe, you guys, which is their little sneaky back entrance where they really do sneak out the staff members. This is a famous Horseshoe. Right here. Here's the Horseshoe. So the vans come in here and they swoop them in real quick.
Hello there.
Hey.
Hey guys, just beware on your stream because all of a sudden out of nowhere there's new speakers everywhere around the whole building, and just when you walk by they just start playing Flag is Here. Just heads up. There's
Oh,
speakers
you
in the bush.
guys.
Like I found like 7 of them. They're just little hidden speakers all over. And then like when you walk by, they'll start playing it. So I've been playing non-copyright music like over it to try and drain it out.
Oh, that's smart.
But it's getting, it's very annoying.
Yeah, so tomorrow bring your own speakers.
Yeah.
Just a fun, how you doing, man? Congrats on 10K, man, buddy.
Yay, 10K.
Hey, congrats.
Every day is a
We're
party
moving
time.
all the way up.
Didn't you
Yeah.
just hit 10K too?
Yeah.
Wow, you guys did it at the same time.
Yeah.
That's sick. But
Yeah.
Well, they're gonna have to get much louder speakers if you all really wanna.
well, I'm not talking about this one.
Oh.
Wait till you go around.
Oh, really? Isn't that great, you guys, that they have so much
They did it at Celebrity Center too.
free taxpayer money? I mean,
And Chris without a Hellcat, he got his, he can't go live on YouTube.
For now.
Like, yeah, for now. They took it out. It said because of copyright strikes or whatever, like, you can't stream right now. So that's why I'm like, nah, I'm just going to keep blaring this every time. Play this lovely elevator music, guys. We're just on the elevator now.
damn. The crisis management is in full swing, you guys. The crisis management is like, what in the hell can we do? I mean, imagine that WOZA stays up all night concocting plans to derail getting exposed. But you know what? Whatever, OSA. Whatever.
Hasn't been really any activity around here.
No, see?
Yeah, I saw Odo.
Well, Odo, yeah. I did see Odo.
So he was like across the street with the hospital. And then as soon as he saw me, he just started like
Oh.
speed walking that way.
This lady has dogs. Should I
And at the
let her know
corner,
about
he
them
just,
recruiting dogs?
I chased him, right?
Should I let her know about
And he
them
literally
recruiting
just did
dogs?
like a lap. He went inside like to the hospital.
I mean, look how far we've come, you guys. Odo used to come here and be like, what are you doing? Da, 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 da. Now
That's the
they're like,
opposite.
fume, let's run the other way.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys. So we are celebrating a lot. Look at the emptiness and how far we've come.
Do you have a light? We need to get that car's license plate because that might have been the car that was following the girl the other night.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am? Yeah, I'll be short.
What's going on?
Excuse me, ma'am. Am I invisible today? I feel like nobody hears me. Ma'am?
Is she on the phone? Isn't it great, you guys? All this, you know, quieting down of activity, because apparently
Be careful, because they've had trouble recruiting
as
people lately.
as soon as you
Trouble
literally
people here lately. So they've been recruiting dogs, so I just wanted to...
go inside and don't show that anyone is there,
Yeah, they...
all of a sudden everything is wonderful. We
They've had trouble,
are
like,
asking
recruiting people. They've been
questions,
trying to recruit
Osa.
dogs in.
We're asking
I'm telling you guys,
questions.
just keep the dogs safe.
Y'all should really hold yourselves a little press conference and take the questions and see what your answers are. I mean, if y'all are so legit, if y'all got the best of the best attorneys on retainer, paying them the millions and the millions and the millions and the millions, why can't you get some advice on answering questions? Because as we all saw Gayla Aguirre, the Scientologists, exercising their Fifth Amendment right to not have to answer questions that might incriminate them. So isn't that great, you guys, that Scientology does teach that when you leave the hotel and you're outside, don't answer questions that might self-incriminate. It's only okay to incriminate yourself inside of the hotel, because, you know, imagine that they incriminate themselves outside, then they cannot sell them a package. They cannot sell that type of package on the outside, you guys. So if they self-incriminate on the inside, then everything is great. If they self-incriminate on the sidewalk, then they get their heads on a pike. Thank you. Well, congratulations to you guys. We're all celebrating the same thing. We're celebrating that these people are you know, just mucking around. Mucking around. They don't like to be called out. They're allergic to questions. They're allergic to audits on the reverse. Isn't that great, you guys, that Aaron did audit Gala? If you guys saw that video reaction that we did today, that, you know, Aaron asked Gala, a woman that did take it upon herself to train a lot of kids when she was there at those hotels. Go power surgers, yay. Hi Pearl Snappy. Hope Austin is all Gucci. I have a cousin that lives there actually. I think I should put you in touch with him at some point. Thank you. Congratulations to you guys. What's up, Martha? Yeah, our power is surging, you guys. And this is your power. This is y'all's power. Because let's face it, if we would have just shown up here by ourselves, nothing would have happened. These people couldn't have cared any less. Literally, they would have been like, no, we already kicked you out of here. And then imagine that all the unfounded allegations that they've been filing with the police so that they scare us and intimidate us. But look how far we've come, and now just 3 months we're not scared of them anymore. In just 3 months we learned wonderful lessons about America, that we do have a freedom of speech, that we are allowed to ask questions on a public sidewalk, and that there's literally 151 of you here with us right now celebrating that American right that we do have for ourselves. Right, Robert E. Mango, or wrong? Because, you know, y'all playing that horrendous, disgusting music that we don't want anywhere near the live stream, that literally is making everyone's ears bleed. With your flag is here, where your flag is here. I mean, do you really want to tell people that flag is here where I got trafficked? Do you really want to tell people that flag is here where Laura Anderson and Jenna Miscavige were trafficked as minors? Because that would be very interesting to start understanding y'all's way of positioning yourselves. Yeah, we're gonna have to play Laura's music. What's up, Gypsy? Vanessa? Thank you so much. Yes, literally no more kids in Scientology. Yes. Yes, we're dancing all the way through our recovery, you guys.
We're dancing to Flag is Here all day long. Flag is here.
Flag is here. Hide your children. Flag is here. Grab your children and hide them real quick. They'll sign them to a billion-year contract. They'll dead bondage them all to the max. Sorry, you guys.
What do you mean?
Because they say you can't sing on YouTube.
Yeah. He wasn't singing a real song.
What up,
Hello.
Zach?
I was just at USC.
USC?
Yeah.
USC.
We went all up in there. We went to the admissions center, the central administration building, fraternity row, talking it out.
Not a
Not
lot of
much going on
Scientology
over
kids
here.
end up there in these universities.
No. It's got similar problems. I mean,
Hmm.
actually, it was funny because we were Aaron Smith Living today, right? The reason California changed its law on filing civil suits in sexual violence cases is because of USC. What happened to George Tyndall? That is the reason that law changed. So now, no matter how long ago you were sexually abused by the Church of Scientology, you can now file a civil lawsuit in California. There's
In
no statute of
California, not
limitations.
Florida. Big difference, you
Yep.
guys. Florida still playing Dumb and Dumber.
They are playing Dumb and Dumber. And then, of course, corrupt Corey Polka, Scientology's favorite cop in Hollywood, USC graduate, Masters of Public Administration, just like me. And Corey is under federal investigation by the FBI, most likely, because of what he did for CBS.
Uh-oh.
I know. And then we have Rick Caruso's leaked deposition in the George Tyndall gynecology sexual abuse scandal. 400 plus complaints to the LAPD. Never went to trial. They were going to bring 16 cases forward. He died after 5 years. And so we finally got Caruso's civil case deposition. And there's an LAPD captain calling his cell phone.
Uh-oh. It's not Rick Caruso's not having a good night.
No, and he can't remember who it is. So it happens right after the investigation starts, and Corey Polka is in a New York Attorney General's report doing the exact same thing for CBS. A woman came into the police station, told her story of being sexually assaulted by Les Moonves, the former executive of CBS. That's your television corporation, CBS. And CBS sold stock because they were afraid of a Me Too scandal to get ahead of this scandal, thanks to Corey Polka, Scientologist-loving cop who put Scientologist literature inside the LAPD police station, accepted checks from them, dismissed Leah Remini when she came to complain that Shelley Miscavige was missing. That is a USC graduate doing that, and we think he's Rick Caruso's little friend. So who called Caruso there? We're not totally sure, but we think it's Polka.
You know, this is how these fraternities work, guys. This is how the fraternities work.
And I'm just getting started. It's a long story.
Long story short.
Yes.
Long story short, corruption AF everywhere. Literally in a nutshell.
Church of Scientology, the LAPD, USC, LA City Hall, the LA Times. Make a circle.
Yeah.
Circle of corruption.
I mean, all it takes is to put a damn cross on a building.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, everything is so wonderfully religious inside of that hospital, you guys. This is not even a hotel. So credit to Scientology when credit is due. So this is not y'all's hotel here, but you know, they got plenty of those too.
We could be at the Vatican, and it would have a very similar feel probably if you think about everything that went on inside the Catholic Church. Very spooky, very rapey, rape culture, cover-ups, using religion. Well documented. Billions of dollars in legal settlements.
Well, that's what's so crazy. It's all documented, you guys.
Yeah.
In Scientology, they document the self-admission to felonies. I mean, that's what we went over with Aaron in today's live. They write it down. They video record it. They then sell a package to address exactly what the person just self-admitted to. Like, and they get asked very specific incriminatory questions. It's not just like you go to confession in the Catholic Church and, okay, tell me your sins, relieve your conscience. Here's like, have you committed a felony for which you have not been arrested? Any good criminal attorney probably should be telling you, do not answer that goddamn question. I mean, if they have any brain cells in their head, any attorney that went to USC or anywhere, right?
Vicky Podobersky, Danny Masterson's attorney, also represented Dean Marilyn Flynn, the former dean of the School of Social Work, who got caught with Mark Ridley Thomas, our county supervisor, taking bribes to give his son scholarships and a faculty job. And the federal government prosecuted Mark Ridley Thomas and is going to send him to 3.5 years of prison pending appeal. And Marilyn Flynn got 14 days of house arrest or something like that, and a fine. Vicky Podobersky, same attorney.
Yeah, so we're just continue to observe patterns, because you know what? If there is anything I learned inside of those hotels is how to investigate, and you investigate through patterns. You investigate by pulling strings. When something doesn't make sense, you go, okay, why is this 501c multi-billion-dollar represented by the so-called best of the best attorneys that America's got to offer is running crisis management operation because Jessica and Confident Chris and Zach and I are here asking questions from the street? I mean, in what world has does this make any sense? So we're here to pull the string, and we don't care how long it takes, you know, because when you're investigating, you do not have to be pressed. Investigations are not about going fast, and you go and you pull, you go and you find out, you go and you grab a receipt. And for all of those who were asking what a receipt is evidence. Oh, you want to say that kids were trafficked? Well, here's a receipt. Oh, kids were having their passports confiscated? Well, you know, we're getting a lot of people coming to us, literally.
All right, Chris, can you walk a little bit faster?
Depositions. Everybody loves a deposition. Everybody loves a tape. When Serge talks about evidence, we're talking about very specific things. Written evidence, audio, video, people's testimony. When they give it on a timely basis to somebody who's trusted, even if it comes up later. That is very powerful evidence in a court of law that something happened.
So there's plenty of depositions to audit, you guys. Don't you worry. I'm going to actually give you guys that as a birthday 10K present. You guys are going to get an audit of a deposition that I've been working on. So stay tuned.
All those hard questions on videotape, transcribed, so we can review them later, right? And do the analysis and start figuring out, was he telling the truth there or not? And as we work through that transcript, that deposition, whether it's David Miscavige or Rick Caruso,
or Marty Rathbun,
we can tell if you're lying. That's how that game is played, and that's why attorneys matter.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
Depose.
Deposed.
Depose.
Questioned. Interrogated, even.
But, you know, just remember that whenever anybody's getting deposed and asked questions in a legal setting, they do get an advocate for themselves. And just remember that when a child in Scientology inside of these hotels gets interrogated, they have no shred of advocate for themselves inside the room. So would love to hear from LAPD's leadership why children inside of these hotels aren't afforded an advocate when they're being asked self-incriminating questions. All right, LAPD leadership, write that down in y'all's notes. Write it down and circle it in red 100 times until y'all's eyes start bleeding. Because I don't know what type of, you know, mood paralyzer y'all are really taking to understand that all these things are going on in here. And with you having such great connections with these people, in what world can you just not pick up the phone and go, yo, are kids getting interrogated there and being asked self-incriminating questions? Is that really true? What in the hell's being said in the street? Because we are not allowed to do that if we were the LAPD. I mean, we would literally have our heads on a pike if we were found out to be grabbing kids, sitting them down in an interrogation room. Never mind that they don't put them on a machine. Never mind that they don't lock them to the little baby cans that we did see. Did you guys see the baby cans?
Baby cans?
So Liz Gale just did an unboxing of all the Scientology materials that she just got. And she showed like these tiny little baby cans. Like they're literally like this so that they are for kids. So they have a lot of sizes of the cans. So they make baby cans so that they can put kids on those cans. You see what I'm saying? Because like the cans are big like that, and when your hands are like this small, they're like, oh, we really need to check your hands to see which ones fit you. So baby cans are a thing inside of these hotels. So imagine that kids end up strapped to that, locked up in a room, incapable to leave the room. L. Ron Hubbard was very, very specific about that. Do not ever leave anyone that you are auditing out of the room on their own volition. So please, LAPD leadership,
That's a Scientology.
check it out.
Imagine doing it with no light.
Oh, they got the cones covered. They're not gonna be able to get in. They covered it with cones.
Hostages.
They're
Exactly.
gonna run over the cones.
Running bear. In what world is a child being held hostage being also helped? Because we would love to hear from the LAPD leadership now. Like, we don't care about Scientology. They don't have to speak. Y'all are their spokespeople now. So you make that make sense, LAPD leadership. You type up, call up your PR department. Yo, what do we say on this thing that is being said on the streets, sidewalks of Scientology, that children are ending up in baby cans, locked up against their will, unable to leave a room, unable to tell their parents that they hate what they're doing to them because they get in trouble. I mean, imagine that. Imagine the lack of common sense for these people to prop up these hotels where anything goes. Truly anything goes once they tell you this is the session. You know, you're now co-opted as a child to think that you consented to the role play. Hardcore role play. And why are we calling them hardcore role play scenes? Because you cannot set a shred of boundary. So imagine you could go to the most hardcore club scene, secret club in all LA, and they even go, okay, here's your safe word. Okay, here's what are your limits. Okay, great. Let's really write them down. And imagine in these sick places, there is no consideration for that. Oh no, we're gonna help you. This is really gonna be helpful for you. Oh, can I have a safe word? No. We will tell you when you're ready to leave the room. So that's what's being questioned, leadership at the LAPD. So y'all can really stop playing dumb and dumber, because we don't pay you for you guys to play Dumb and Dumber. If you want to play Dumb and Dumber, go to Hollywood and ask them to play that role and see if they pay you to be Dumb and Dumber, because the taxpayers of LA do not pay the LAPD leadership to be like, okay, you know what is a great idea for the LAPD leadership to do? Let's just play Dumb and Dumber. And then all of LA is gonna pay for us to do this role. And all of a sudden, we're just playing Dumb and Dumber 24/7 at the LAPD, especially the leadership, because if everything is effed up in there, then who is not reining it in?
Michael Moore! Michael Moore is not reining it in, and that is why he is gone at the end of February. Karen Bash fired his butt, and it's too classy to just do it in public. And then dumber, Errol Southers, our president of the Board of Police Commissioners, who is also a USC executive, doesn't seem to be serious about holding an LAPD to account, given everything happening in there. Like, they're passing around naked photos of their colleagues still in the LAPD, just the other day. Shameless, shameless. We'll see the discipline.
So, well, credit when credit is due, Mayor Bass. Thank you for firing that man. But you know what? Do us a solid and take it a little further. No, don't just fire him. Like, actually make him rein in his unhinged department. You know, literally.
That's all we can hope, that they'll pick a better police chief next time.
Here, mute it for 1
This one seems to be a
second.
Scientologist.
Hold on, you guys. We're gonna go undercover for a sec. Okay, so let me grab Michael. Where the hell did Michael go? Is that Michael? Yeah.
I just had to. People were saying it while you were talking. I was like, no, we need to confirm first, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty confirmed.
It is very sad. Yeah, I have a great smile, you guys, because when I was in Mexico, they put braces on me, and imagine that.
Okay, guys, we will all check. Okay?
See you there, Zach.
Hey, suppressive people outside!
Child traffickers, get out of the
Child
building.
traffickers, hey!
Turn yourselves to the FBI Crimes Against Children unit. Ask to be immunized. Write your overts and your withholds. Time, place, form, and event of every felony that you've laundered inside these buildings. I'm sure the FBI Crimes Against Children's unit will go real easy on y'all. But first, you gotta come clean. First, you gotta get your real ethics in, not inside of these hotels. Did you get that? Doing ethics handlings is not something you do in a hotel. It's something that you do with law enforcement. So stop writing your overts and your withholds and turning them into a hotel or commercial building. And just take yourselves to the FBI Crimes Against Children unit. There's a ton of officers there waiting to sit down with each and every single last one of y'all. The Department of Justice has unlimited resources. So don't worry, you won't be sitting on a line really waiting to get checked out. Go grab yourselves a criminal defense attorney. Get yourselves an advocate. You deserve an advocate. You deserve someone to hear y'all's part of the story, how y'all got scammed. That can be contextualized. And I'm sure that the FBI Crimes Against Children unit will really take that into account. So y'all have been warned. Y'all are now knowing. And please, by all means, take yourselves to the nearest FBI Crimes Against Children unit and just focus on that. Just that. We don't ask for anything else. Literally.
I feel like he's listening. You see him peeping out of it?
Yeah.
You can hear us. Come on now.
Oh, sure can.
We're not dumb. We know you're there. We know what you're doing. We're not amused. We're not going away.
All right.
And we're only being quiet to respect the neighbors, not you.
See you guys. They have been advised. They have been told. We're trying to help them. We're being their advocate as well. Because you know what? If we didn't care, we wouldn't be here. If we didn't give an F, we wouldn't be here. But if we didn't give an F, we would just be like all of those adults who have not given a single shred of an F, as these buildings are still propped up. So we needed people to give an F when we were stuck in there. So that's the only saving grace out of this disgusting adventure of being locked up and being made into a slave. At least now we know our rights. We didn't know them back then. We thought they were fully legit. We really bought the pitch. We really saw the buildings and thought, oh my God, this could not be a highly illegal racketeering scheme that we are being like co-opted into. That could never happen. That could never be. I mean, Tom Cruise is about to show up any second at the Florida hotel. Tom Cruise with Penelope. What's up, Penelope? Penelope Cruz showing up, you guys. And, you know, as much as has been done a whole hoo-ha about how, oh no, Penelope just tried it out for a little bit. BS, you guys. Breaking AF news. Penelope Cruz, full Scientologist, in the closet, imagine. So, yeah, Penelope, we spent some time with your sister Monica back in Spain, remember? Monica, your sister Penelope, and your mother. Also your mother, Penelope, that, you know, did share all manner of stuff with us back in the day when we were part of this disgusting racketeering, child trafficking operation. Back in that day, we really did find out that you were all about it even after you left Tom. So stop playing dumb. literally stop playing dumb. Because the celebrities, you guys, are the ones that are also helping to prop up a lot of this stuff. It's the celebrities. I mean, you know, you've seen how all it took is Marisol Nichols to ride around the LAPD cop cars, and then all of a sudden, the human trafficking head of the... We're leaving, babe. Babe. Hi, Helen. Yeah, they're putting music everywhere, you guys. Literally, every building now has speakers. They're real proud of themselves because no matter how, and that's just a message for y'all. Like, they're scared of you showing up to our lives. They're scared of more people finding out what we have to say. They really are pressed about that. Real pressed. But we are not, so they can continue playing dumb all they want. Look at that little guy. Just having a nice little stroll for himself.
Are you muted?
Oh, hold on. Gonna mute for 1 second, you guys.
How it works.
It'll work. I mean, I'll just grab it and... What do you mean how it works?
Hey guys, okay. Got instructions. Gotta do the good thing. Put the seatbelt on.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah. Hi guys, okay, so we're driving to another location. Okay. Oh,
Can't
great.
be driving like that.
Oh, I like that. Thank you, baby. See, we need one of those things with a magnet that we could just put on there and it just could hold that. That's interesting. We need that. Okay. That's the way my brain works. It's crazy. Yeah, so we're gonna go to another location and protest over there for a little bit.
Fox is literally the best.
There's been some movement cited, so we just thought we'd just kind of go over there and check it out. That's what we do.
Checking out the night, checking out the day, and continue to ask a lot of questions.
I thought you were holding that for me, baby.
We can be talking at the same time. So
Enjoy the surge.
enjoy and ask questions. Let's do a quick ask me anything, you guys.
Yeah, this is your time to ask.
Ask anything right now. Any questions, any comments, any mysteries, let us know. One dog bite away from 15K. Exactly, you guys. Exactly. Well, and you see how they've been, you know, weaponizing the dogs too, you guys. It's pretty sick. There was a guy that attacked DOA today, defender of ants. This old man that Scientology pretends is just, you know, whatever, and they give him a little tiny dog to really kind of put this, like, you know, sympathetic thing on him. How old are you? And that's up to the gods to decide, you guys. We are ageless spirits.
That's right.
Hubbard, so SAF. What? Wait a minute. The owners of... You're connecting to an item that is paired to someone else's Apple ID?
Mine? We probably
Yeah.
connect. You're
Oh
probably
yeah, okay.
you're
That's
connecting to mine. Or I'll just put here. You just listen to Surge, and I'll put you guys there.
there. That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better, right?
Yeah.
Make sure if I can make it better. There you
Yay!
go. Yay.
Thanks,
Okay.
Ooh. 10K. You're literally there.
Yeah. There we go.
Surge protectors unite. Yes. We unite. We unite and we ask questions.
I would say yes, most definitely. And I would even include myself in that as well.
Yes, K-June, it is very true. There's actually been some corporate media coverage on that. Very little, to be honest, compared to, that was how they would really actually do their, you know, that's how they controlled people, like,
Groom people, right?
from them.
Yeah, one of my shorts, I think, in the very beginning, I explained how we were in court,
Maybe Pearly, I don't
and
know.
one of the lawyers from Scientology turned around and said I was causing trouble and called me out by my full name. So how would they know my full name if I'm just sitting in
Oh no,
court?
it was just Michael, you guys. I also kind of felt weirded out by that, but it's just Michael's thing. What can we do to get kids out? Showing up to our lives, you guys. Showing up to our
Yeah.
lives, showing up to protesting, continuing to ask tough questions, continuing to break the facade of everything.
If you know anybody anywhere,
You know,
you know,
that's all we are allowed to do. We're not
we're
allowed
just
to
ask
do
for help,
anything
support.
else.
Yeah, support. Someone asked me the other day.
So,
They wanted to give me some money, and I'm like, for what? They're like, to help support you guys. You're welcome to do that too. I put my square there if you guys want to. If you don't, it's not what I'm here for.
congressional reps don't know. Congressional reps don't
So
know, you guys. Um,
it's theirs
congressional
for
reps are still
those that wanted
in
it.
La La Land.
But no, we just need to get the kids. That's our thing, you guys. It's so wild to be here right now and have this experience.
I mean, whistleblowing, which,
It's so
yes,
wild.
it should be used, and any victims that were abused here in California should definitely look into that. But in the wider scheme, we need a criminal investigation conducted. Just like when the FBI got real press because they found out that boxes went missing, and then all of a sudden they took it serious. I mean, apparently, boxes missing for this US government, you guys, couldn't be more of a pressing issue because that's the only thing they've ever investigated about these people. Imagine that. Imagine that.
So this is funny that he just said about the boxes missing, that they got investigated for that. But now let's go back
Oh,
to
that's great.
who else just got investigated for boxes missing and saw how many boxes that were inside of his bathroom and living room or wherever he was hiding them, and said that he didn't have
Thanks,
them,
Heather.
right? Okay, so now think about how many boxes they have on
Yeah, no,
each one of the people that are
the
in there
baby
right
cans
now.
are absolutely
It's
nauseating, you guys.
ridiculous.
The baby cans are
Ridiculous.
disgusting. And again, it's just a reminder that, we're not wasting our time because everyone is as disgusted as we are.
They hold all the
Do we
information.
feel safe? We feel very safe, you guys. Today, we feel very safe. As kids, we had no resources. We had no one watching over us. No one gave an F. We didn't have the brain power to fight their corruption, but, they ran out of luck now that we all grew up. Now that we all grew up, we're not children. You can't gaslight us with your BS stories, your BS caca stories. Because that's all WOZA ever does, you guys. Caca stories to cover up their ass.
Yeah. Oh my God, nonstop. I'm sure the person that just wrote that, do you know that for a fact, or you just can imagine that? Honey, good to see your name. Oh, I have to start bringing my glasses for sure so I can actually read. I mean, even like where it says live.
OSA's everywhere and nowhere, you guys, because OSA couldn't be more irrelevant and pathetic. There's a long documented history of the type of criminal things that they have been allowed to do. They have a pattern of those things. So as much as OSA pretends to be almighty, the more corrupt, the more lawless they are, the more their literal criminal attorneys are going to have a hard time answering and defending clients that are unhinged. So, yeah. Yeah, that building was on fire. It was the Yep, Papa Smurf played Papa Smurf, but it's actually Gargamel. So don't be fooled by Gargamel that wears a fake
Hold
Papa
on,
Smurf,
guys.
hat.
It's funny, there's a car with the windows all blacked out and all that. I'm just trying to see if I can find
Yeah, it was on Williams Live, you guys. The testing center,
Okay,
Scientology
so we gotta
called
move to the other
the
side
fire
street. Sorry,
department.
guys.
It was on Scientology Audit, Streets LA. And this time it wasn't a fake call because the fire was on the roof. So breaking news, you guys, the roof is on MF fire. Imagine that. That center has now been closed, fully shut down. No one's there. And now Scientology does have to call the actual fire department because it is on fire. So, yep, that's right. I was brought to the hotels at 12. I was taken out of school. My parents paid $45,000 for me to become an interrogator of adults. They paid that. They made that little transaction with Debbie Cook. Debbie Cook, the crook. Shout out to Capitol Records, you guys. Look at that. So, were you there, Veganista? Yeah, they had a fire. That's what William said. He wasn't even looking. I mean, that center's been so dead. They literally have everything frosted, everything canceled, no one's working there anymore.
Yeah, so it's just parking around here can get a little crazy sometimes.
Yep, Liz has got the receipts, you guys. The Scientology receipts. The type of receipts that are being ignored by the so-called courts of the United States, because as long as you tell them ecclesiastical, they just go, can't hear anything, can't see anything, have no critical thinking skills. So we do have receipts that have been ignored by the press, who also wants to make a lot of money, quick bucks for the corporate press, because all of a sudden, they want to really get stories and they really want to be told how it is to be in those hotels. They really go to all of the executives with a microphone and, with no critical thinking skills of their own, just type up stenographically whatever in the hell they get told, because they're looking for a quick check, especially Thomas C. Tobin of the Tampa Bay Times, especially him. I mean, imagine reading Jenna Miscavige's book, Beyond Belief, you guys. I mean, and imagine being Thomas C. Tobin that has that book to read that understands that if that book had just been made up and completely a figure of Jenna's imagination, that there would have been a lawsuit the literal size of Mount Vesuvius. But Thomas E. Tobin went with, you know, Jenna had a very rocky, no, not a very, Jenna had a rocky childhood in church. Rocky. Rocky. Schedule a tour to go get your L. Ron Hubbard freak on with a child. Oh yeah, abierto al público diariamente. L. Ron Hubbard Life Exhibition Museo. And don't get fooled by the whole Latin thing, you guys, because they want the Latin people. They want the Latin people to be the slaves. They want to lure the Latin people with their little scam visa program that they run inside of these hotels to lure people in. My own parents were lured in by that. Imagine that. I mean, my grandma was American citizen, so my grandmother was a Texas citizen. But, you know, my father didn't have any type of American citizenship, but he did get hooked up. He definitely did. So imagine that all the evidence of everything we speak about, you guys, is in this right behind me. All the receipts of all their crimes are right here, literally right there. So
we were driving and we spotted a van coming out, and then so I made a U-turn, and then another van came out, and then another one was coming in. So when we parked, they were all getting on. So we caught that.
If you go to the back side of the building, you can see that their floors are lit up right now. So there's a lot of people here.
They're still here. So
yeah, because usually
What's
it's
up,
dark.
what's up?
Yeah, usually it's dark, and like this time there's like 6 floors lit up.
Oh, is that your radio? They're not good.
yeah, pretty much for the blue building. Especially that they added more speakers, no?
Yeah, because they have unlimited funds to buy themselves little toys. Like whatever toys they want, they just go, hey, I want to waste more money that we didn't make. I want to waste more money that we raised on children.
You're on YouTube right now.
I'm on YouTube right now.
Because I see you on TikTok a lot.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I
Oh,
do.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's good that the algorithm's helping me out a little bit then.
Yeah, definitely. Are you following me?
No, not yet.
You should.
I don't think I follow like a lot of us.
We should follow each other.
Yeah.
Everybody should follow each other, because just supporting each other and just, you know, just giving yourself a chance to give another follower, it's support.
It's like, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. My chat was saying something about like everybody coming together to like group and figure out a way we can like sort of like split up, but like efficiently enough that we kind of just, you know, do it right, if that makes sense. Like in a way that's more tactical, if that makes sense.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Chad. We're gonna come up with all manner of ideas. We love brainstorming. We're little Inspector Gadgets.
We like little random spawns right now, right? Where we randomly just, oh, you're there. So
But,
that's always, I love little just impromptu meetup guys. where we all
Impromptu,
just
but you know,
pop up.
every day is a wonderful day to put more tactical, you know, effective ways to
We learn
understand what in
daily,
the hell.
right? That's the most important thing, is just learning daily from everything that we see and experience. I mean, we had just gone here, all 3 of us, and we saw them coming out. So, you know, we got everybody's faces. They're gonna put up some little barrier.
Oh, look, they took off the thing there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, through the gates, it wasn't there since when we got here, so they could have put it up, but I guess not.
Interesting. Isn't this great, you guys? Scientology is now transparent. Transparent. So let's go back to this little sign that really talks about Entering this area can expose you to asbestos from building materials. Asbestos is known to the state of California to cause cancer. Entering this area can expose you to carbon monoxide from gas burning appliances and equipment. And carbon monoxide is known to the state of California to cause birth defects or reproductive harm. Well, isn't that great, you guys, that they are really pressed to announce to everyone all about birth defects, and meanwhile, no woman in there can get pregnant on their own volition. And meanwhile, you know, no one ever finds out if a kid would have been born with a birth defect because, you know, all manner of plans get put in place so that, you know, the babies go, oh, could have been a great baby or could have been a bad baby. We don't know, because you are going to help us clear the planet here. And yeah, you guys, the offing of babies. I mean, imagine that, you know, we do have that as a right, as a reproductive right, that women can choose that, right? But in what organization, corporation, or even religion, you know, usually ones are low, no one can do it, no one can have a shred of opinion about it. Okay, so that's their stand. In these places, they go, no, you don't need that. You don't need to make another body. Making a body is low tone. Making a body it's just a waste of our time. Like, we would do a lot more with you if you were, you know, just here 24/7. Stay up here. Let's work you to death until 2 a.m. because it's really important that you really clear a planet. I mean, let's really question what clearing a planet means, you guys, because right about now, it's giving clear a planet of any common sense. Clear a planet of any laws, because the laws don't apply inside of these hotels and commercial buildings. The laws are kaput. Why apply a law when you can literally get a 501c where you literally don't have to apply a shred of law? And we would love to hear from the IRS commissioner that really went with the pitch that Marty, Dave, and Mikey Rinder brought to them back in the day when they all thought they were the three powerful amigos that were going to save the world, that really dressed on clown uniforms. Literally, they couldn't be more clowns if they tried. But, you know, we have the evidence to say that, you guys, because y'all have seen the photos. There's plenty of photos. They did it without a shred of self-awareness, without a shred of thinking, like, is it going to be a good idea that we all photograph ourselves in these fake military uniforms that have nothing to do with reality? Because guess what? They thought, yes, it's going to be a great, wonderful idea to do that. So, just like that, we ended up with clowns that wore fake military uniforms and that, you know, really came across very like, oh, scary to kids that were inside of those hotels. I mean, you really should have seen how Debbie Cook looked when she was walking around with her bars and her stars and her unhinged cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs behavior. Which second building, Scooby-Doo? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? This building is where they keep the buses, you guys. This one is another Scientology building that we do got some people coming out of here. This weird guy came out of here the other day. So let's see what can we see over here. See, camera. Is this a Scientology building? Camera. Is this a Scientology building? Camera. Is this a Scientology building? Camera. Right there. So another thing that doesn't make a shred of sense. Why so many cameras? What type of church takes it upon itself to buy as many cameras as they can get their hands on? They're paranoid. I mean, and for a good reason, guys. I mean, imagine the type of level of consciousness you have to really be having for yourself as you entitle yourself to do all these horrible things to kids. And then all of a sudden, you know, you just pretend that it's your First Amendment right to abuse kids. It's your First Amendment right to act unhinged. Yeah, Marie. Oh, you were a teenager? Yeah, and you guys, they gone from unhinged clown, military, fake, stolen valor uniforms to hotel, wannabe, I don't know, like airline person. There you go, you guys. Let's see what this little drone is gonna find.
There's a lot of books in there.
What's
There's
that?
a whole room that you were able to see a book,
Oh yeah?
and then a person passed by, and then another one, there's another guy sitting in one of the rooms that you were able to see.
Let's see what we see, you guys.
So pretty much nothing.
Well, and today is what day? Monday?
It's a Monday.
Yeah. Well, Monday they should be in full swing, you guys. They have 3 more days to clear the planet until Thursday before 2, where they have to report what in the hell they've been doing all week. And remember, us interfering in any way, shape, or form is not a thing that these people can really claim is a reason why their statistics are crashed. They get really in a lot of trouble once their statistics are crashed.
I'm not.
Where are you? Anybody?
Oh, see, you can see.
Oh, you
it
can see
there.
that one person over there.
Osa WOZA. Well, and most likely they'll be changing all of those blinds pretty soon, you guys. Literally, they're like, oh, they caught a glimpse. Let's use some of our billions to change all
I wouldn't
the
doubt
blinds.
that they would.
Oh, they will, for sure. They absolutely will. It's just a matter of time. Because they absolutely do not like this, do not want this. They want to be left alone. You guys, predators work like that. Leave us alone. Let us do our predatory things, all unsupervised. That's why they love the LAPD, and that's why they hate us. Imagine, you guys. The LAPD leaves them alone. The LAPD cradles and canoodles them. What else do y'all need? Oh, we're here. We're the LAPD. We'll help you. We really, really help you. Oh, shout out to the LAPD. They always show up at the right time. Oh, are they stopping? Nope, they keep going. So,
Wait, hold on. Let me control it.
Unified Protective Services.
No, nothing. Nothing.
Interesting. Does your chat have any questions for me, a child that grew up in Scientology and lived to tell?
That's amazing. So if they all said hi earlier, but then
Oh.
you walked away. So
Okay.
I was like, they're all like,
Sorry,
"Tell us-"
didn't mean
they
to be
see you
rude,
on
you guys.
screen and they're like, oh my goodness, tell him I said hello. Guys, if you have any questions for Serge right now, please ask
Shout
away.
him out. Shout him out.
Now's the time, guys.
Now's the time.
I actually did have a question myself, though.
Go ahead.
But
Yeah.
it was like I didn't know how to word it properly. Um, but I guess what I'm getting at is, as somebody who has escaped, right? What do you feel like? Is there a certain, maybe like a phrase or a sentence or a way to word something appropriately so that when you see somebody that's stuck in this cult, right, to get them to think like, is there anything that could make them go, wow, like that's speaking to me directly into my soul, and this may have an impact enough for me to want to leave or decide to seek help?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very good question, but what we have to understand is, what are these people getting out of the deal? Because when you're there are certain things that you feel you're getting out of it, whether it's protection from the outside world, protection from all of us. And again, they're coming from a standpoint where they feel they are the lucky few to have a technology, right? Like, it's not a theology, you guys. So this pitch that they're a religion couldn't be more far-fetched, because we would love to understand now, we would love to understand how theology and technology are interchangeable right about now, you know? Theology can be interpreted in a million ways. It's all written in prose, it's all written in, poetry and poems, the birds, the bees, the rivers, and then you can have people infiltrate. But the problem with these places is they have technology where you cannot, everything is step 1, step 2, step 3, and that's why it's so ridiculous. Number one, that is being pitched as a religion. There is no religion that has technology. And these people put it all over their posts for, oh, technology and spirituality meet. Well, again, it's like they don't. So it's very hard to think that anyone would have a phrase that would get him out. We've seen the evidence to the contrary. Sebastian was spoken to in a nice way. Oh, Sebastian this, Sebastian that, and just they double down and triple down. This is called being an adult, right? Like, if you're a drug addict and you love crack and you really get high on it, everyone else on around you could be like, what, you're destroying your life. The person has to go, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. And as adults, move their feet. Okay, not gonna do it, right? But and that's why we have to go to what can we advocate for? Okay, well, Lara FM, me, Jana Miscavige, Liz Gale, Nora, all of us grew up in these untenable, unthinkable situations. So children can be advocated for. We all, as adults, as grown-ups, can go to their parents and say, what in the literal F are y'all doing to your child? We have the right to say that. And they have the right to hear that in their head, because if they don't get told that, all that happens is they're just implicating themselves in harming the kids. And what we mean by that exactly, you guys, so we have a specific thing. It's like the audits of Scientology, which is all L. Ron Hubbard technology can be boiled down to, so that audits take place. So in these audits, the rules of engagement are so egregious, indefensible, and disgusting, because they tell the auditor that they're not allowed to let the person that they're auditing leave the room on their own volition. So if you get ensnared to go into one audit, you cannot get out. You cannot leave. You cannot tell them stop. Unless your auditor tells you it's okay or we end it, then you can leave. So that's called false imprisonment in the real world. So it's real nice and nifty that these people have figured out, oh, this was just helping a child, right? And again, if you are an adult that gets off on getting kidnapped and you're paying for it, who's gonna come and save you? These people get a tax write-off. So as much as everybody wants to save them from wasting their money, they're not wasting anything. Thanks to the IRS, they get hooked up, you guys. Like, here's 50 grand. These people have cash. Scientology doesn't have broke-ass people. If they are broke, they're at the very bottom of the barrel, working their way through, working for the hotel so that they can get the courses that they cannot afford. But the real people that Scientology want is the ones with money. And then they have all these millionaires, and then they have all these celebrities, and they have a network. Like how we've learned, why are all these social media platforms powerful? Because of all of us being in their network. because they own our data, because they're data mining it, they're extracting it. So, who's
Alright, Chris?
Oh, I warned him today too. I just was on his live and I said, be careful.
another pop tire? Imagine,
Because it
guys.
was mine just a few days ago with
They
him.
popped yours?
We were there till 6 a.m. and then I went back and mine was done. So his are. Man, I just warned him today on mine too, guys.
Breaking news, you guys. WOZA and they're unhinged.
That's crazy though. I had just told him on mine like an hour and a half ago. I was like, hey, be
I'm gonna use the
careful.
drone over there now.
Hold on, let me actually tell
And the thing is, they
Michael.
want us to leave pretty much to bring in the vans.
Of course.
They want
Of
us
course.
to leave.
Sorry that further interruption.
I know.
thank you
Sorry
so
for the
much, sir.
interruption, but let's let me
Regroup.
just make sure. Yeah, we're
Figure out
gonna
what's
regroup
going
for a
on.
second, you guys. These people are popping tires because they can get away with it. Robert Emango, rein your MF client the fuck in. The fuck is going on with these people? How can they be so stupid, you guys? Like, how many tires can be popped before anyone spots a pattern? WOZA. Hold on, you guys, 1 second. So, we're looking into it, you guys. We're looking into it to see if the tire was popped or what happened. And it's like, imagine that, you guys. Like, we're not here popping tires of their vehicles. We're not here destroying their property. We're not here vandalizing anything. We're walking around peacefully asking questions. Some ex-Scientologists are all well-spoken. How did you all become so educated without formal education? I don't know, you guys. By being taken out of school from 7th grade and, I mean, I don't have formal education, but I have spent 10 years trying to untangle myself from the mess that I was put into. And, part of reconciling your trauma is getting clear-headed, really clear, not BS clear. It doesn't happen in one day. It doesn't happen in a week. It doesn't happen in a year. It's a lot of heavy lifting that you have to do for yourself. But I couldn't find myself ever again in a classroom, ever again with a teacher, ever again. Like, it just gives me like claustrophobia if I'm stuck in a place where I'm being told what to do or whatever. Like, I don't want to be controlled. I can't go to fitness classes. Imagine that. Couldn't even stand a fitness class. Couldn't even stand an instructor. Like, nothing. Like, just leave me the hell alone. That's all I wanted to do. It's illegal. That's right, Jody. But when you bring kids from across the world, and y'all should really look at the federal child trafficking lawsuit. I'm gonna start really tagging it in every single post, so y'all can read in the words of attorneys what these people did to 3 kids brought in from Australia, Germany, and Switzerland. When you come from another country, the U.S. doesn't know you're here. First of all, they have no clue that you're here. And then at the hotel, they had a makeshift school run out of a literal, kid you not, run down, roach infested motel in Clearwater. So it was called the QI, the Quality Inn. Imagine it was a Quality Inn motel, run down, disgusting, and that's where all the kids were being put. And they were telling us, oh, this is your schooling. You guys are really gonna learn a lot here at this rundown, cockroach infested motel. So, they went through sort of like the facade that we were doing school, And they would tell us, oh yeah, you guys, you really need to go to school. But then, you know, they would only let us go one day to school. Sunday was the day to go to school, but then they would always find out a reason that you couldn't go to school because the world was going to end. You didn't make enough money for us. You need to get back. You need to do your post. You don't have a replacement. They would come up with a million ways why you couldn't go to that school. So I don't know, Scooby-Doo. I don't think that is insurance scam. These people make so much money. Money's not what they're after. Money from the people that they can exploit, yes. But, you know, I doubt that they're trying to file a that type of thing. You know, I mean, again, Scientology is so pressed for their properties to look real good. So they don't like, I mean, the fact that there was a fire is a huge flunk. And whoever is in charge of that building right now is getting interrogated, is getting asked, what in the hell did you do? Why did you let a fire show up? You know, so that's my take on it. I mean, that's, everything they do is sus, yes, but I don't know that I can say that it's for insurance fraud reasons. I mean, I didn't really see that be a thing.
And they're kind of frazzled. That's when we decided, oh, okay, never mind. Let me just keep walking away. And that's how they go about it. It says false alarm. Chris said tires are good.
False alarm, you guys.
That's a good thing, right? Maybe it's just the, it could be that they just took off the caps over there, which hopefully they did just that. And actually, if you need some, I have some extra in the car, so if anybody
Caps.
Here, I'll shoot my caps to front page right now. Guys, give me a second. I'm gonna shoot Chris a message.
I mean, yeah, it could be a distraction and they could be, you know, plotting and figuring out something stupid, you guys. I mean, so far we have on the record that they are lovers of false alarms, lovers of playing the victim, lovers of faking everything. So no one's allowed to evacuate. Good point. I mean, there was not a lot of people that were evacuated out of that building. Thank you, Philosophy. I get it, Scooby-Doo. Well, we're only comfortable splitting up because we're under 24-hour surveillance by you guys. So that's what we have right now. That's our security right now. Y'all are our personal bodyguard securities. 214 of y'all already here. Well, thanks for the super chats. I didn't even see them, you guys, because it's so hard to click on this stuff, but I don't want to be mean. So I really appreciate it. Yeah, mammers. I mean, they will try to frame us. They're working hard on framing us. I mean, that is their pattern of conduct, going back to, you know, forever. Yeah. Hold on, you guys, 1 second.
I don't know if I'm gonna.
Some Sub Center. Well, they're blasting music at the Sub Center. Probably to
Yeah, we're being filmed at all times, you guys. We're being filmed at all times, and we're ramping up our surveillance on ourselves constantly. But we can't share with any of y'all what we're doing behind the scenes because we really want to catch these people doing their stupid stuff. Literally, we cannot wait to catch them because that's what in the hell it's called. So All of you at WOZA that are really planning a lot of things, go ahead, plan your stupid stuff and get caught. What is the best video? I don't know that I've gotten into too much. I mean, Natalie, you guys should really watch Natalie's video that I did with her today, because she asked very good questions, and it's different to be getting interviewed by somebody that's asking you personal questions, as opposed to when we do these lives where we're more in an advocate mode. So we don't really want to make it about ourselves, you know, like that's why Aaron doesn't really like talk about his experience too much, because it's too, you know, it's too hard to be advocating and making it about yourself. So it's much easier to have someone ask you the questions and then you're able to contextualize. But my interview with Natalie today, um, Life After Scientology, Life After a Cult, we got into, you know, some pretty good grounding questions about, you know, my story, how I got out, what happened. I also did a whole reaction video on an ABC News segment done called Scientology: A War Without Guns. One of those headlines that the corporate media really came up with to continue to portray us as if we're warring with them. So again, the corporate media really coming to the rescue of Scientology so that, you know, any child that leaves and lives to tell, as we know, so many kids do not get that luxury, get framed and get dehumanized by the corporate media, pitched as the kids that are warring with Scientology, a war without guns. I mean, they're so gross, you guys. ABC News especially. Disney affiliated ABC News. Disney affiliated that, you know, has a whole brand built around kids. Isn't that great, you guys, that Disney has a whole brand built around kids? They do own ABC News. They did produce a ton of segments until they decided, oh, you know what, we've had enough of these segments. Imagine they did my segment, and then all of a sudden, Dan Harris doesn't want to do any more head segments. He's had enough of Scientology, and he's, you know, living up as a Buddhist now, Dan Harris. Isn't that great that Dan Harris interviewed Debbie Cook, helped Debbie Cook launder her image, you guys. Allowed Debbie Cook to sit there and talk about how she was such a little victim and that she was having such a great time at the hotel. Debbie Cook loved her hotel when she was left to her own devices. So, yeah, Dan Harris. The corporate media has been literally exploiting our pain, you guys. I mean, as if Scientology hadn't done that already enough. Yep, I mean, Disney's being questioned, you guys, because they are the owners of this corporate media conglomerate. The corporate media is owned, and all manner of people can be, you know, told, don't really go with there with the story. We really don't want to make our brand be about that. And, you know, usually, you guys, because we're talking about subjects such as, you know, unthinkable abuse of minors. Imagine that the corporate media decides, oh, that does not kind of look good with our brand. We don't really want to be doing that. Nobody wants to hear that America does that at an industrial size scale. So we want to be the ones that break those news. So let's just go talk to Debbie Cook. Let's go talk to Mike Rinder. Let's go talk to, you know, the psycho Marty Rathbun, and let's really hear what they have to say for themselves, because you know, the executives at Disney think that that's a great strategy for them to really platform these executives that might as well would have been Ghislaine Maxwell's on steroids, because they did wear those military uniforms and they did traffic kids at an industrial size scale that makes Jeffrey and Ghislaine look like Mary Poppins. I mean, imagine that disgusting Ghislaine and Jeffrey, the most prolific, disgusting traffickers that did do a lot of their trafficking in Florida, come to find out, are, you know, the other ones trafficked 10 times more, 100 times more, because they all did it with much younger kids. I mean, imagine Jeffrey and Ghislaine was mostly, well, who knows? Who knows how young the girls were, because we've all seen how bungled that investigation actually got. So imagine that, again, the FBI has a track record of bungling investigations having to do with trafficking of minors. So, yeah, so we're calling into question all the money and the cash that the ABC News has been cashing on this story. They're not the only ones, you guys, because, and that's why we're auditing the media. We have to audit them as well, you know? They're the ones that are very, very glib, to borrow Tom Cruise's little word, telling Matt Lauer, "You're so glib, Matt Lauer." And yeah, Tom Cruise was right, you guys. He got a lot of shit for calling Matt Lauer glib. And never mind that Matt Lauer was making a point about, like, you know, the whole thing about the psychiatrist and all of that. So, you know, very, very sus. Very, very suspect. This light is, oh, you guys. Ah. Very controlled narrative with a lot of people too fearful to speak out because of the disconnection and extreme OSA tactics. Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody that wants to protest these disgusting establishments has been told that it's so scary, it's so bad for them. And you know what? It's like, why? Why is that the narrative? You know, for all the people down there in the under the radar or whatever, stop buying that false pitch. The Constitution says you have that right. And if you think that OSA, WOZA, a bunch of pathetic infantile clowns that didn't even go to school themselves, half of them, are the ones that you really should be scared of, well, you know what? Maybe back in the day when Paulette Cooper was framed for installing a BOMB, imagine that Paulette Cooper, you guys, the FBI was all about what in the hell these people told them. Imagine the FBI was like, oh yes, they really are telling the truth, these people. They stole her stationery. They planted false fingerprints on the thing. So yeah, back in the day, they used to get away with a lot of that shit. Today, they're going to have a harder time. Today, there's a grand jury investigation into obstruction of justice. So, as much as Robert E. Mango pretends he doesn't give a shred of an F because RTC couldn't be implicated whatsoever, trust me, that's all a front. These attorneys know what in the hell they are up against. And this level of scrutiny that you guys are all providing right now is their kryptonite. Shams and scams cannot literally afford to be scrutinized. Because if everything is a sham and a scam and a house of cards, you know, here it is, you guys. Breaking news. The end run of religion. Here it is. Behold for yourselves. The end run of religion. Like any type of scam that you can think of. Enron combined with Jeffrey and Jelaine, combined with the Catholic Church, and just keep adding and adding to that list of scams and shams, you know. But the worst part about this specific scam is the industrial size scale of miners brought from all manner of countries outside the United States, miners imported from all manner of states. So this is across state lines. So yes, LAPD leadership, you don't have the jurisdiction to do this investigation, but apparently you do have the jurisdiction to block this investigation. So explain yourselves real quick, people at the LAPD leadership that are standing behind these people practicing whatever in the hell L. Ron Hubbard, convicted, indicted felon, told them to do. Why LAPD leadership? Why? Make it make sense.
It's at we got everybody's handle at literally Surge, right?
At literally Surge.
They're saying is Michael's a blue sky and a pic of a dog. Yeah, there you go. That's lovely, guys. You guys found it. Good job. Follow everybody.
He only has 5 songs.
Are you gonna get copyrighted off your songs?
That's what we were saying too.
That's why I backed up, because I'm like, they're probably gonna copyright
Yeah,
us.
really.
No, I don't think so.
We'll message her.
I
We'll
wonder
see.
what the...
I think you have to start something, or you have to be on not wanting to use your songs, and Lara doesn't give, she wants everyone to use her songs.
Yeah, she's gonna. My chat's already loving it.
It's a really good song.
Yeah, we're gonna sing live. We have
really?
a show coming up. Yeah,
She
because
was,
I
part of
she
sing,
was talking about it yesterday.
No, I know that.
Briefly.
we sing together, we have a collaboration, and we sing together. So, yeah, we'll definitely let you guys know. It's coming
Open
up.
to the public, yes.
And streamers, for all
There
of you
you
guys that can
go.
make it.
Do
So,
we have a location, time, event time, where to purchase tickets, things of that nature?
yes, coming to live stream near you.
They're saying I find Surge easier by putting at surge.org. Does that work too?
Yes, but
Either or?
you have to put the at, because if you just put literally Surge and you don't put the at,
It won't pop up.
exactly. So
Okay, guys, it won't generate the correct search result into his channel if you don't do it. So make sure that if you're putting in any of ours for the record on YouTube, it has to specifically have that. If it's TikTok, then
Child, listen to this song. It's a good song.
Well, now we need
We really don't need her. She has
I'm
to
like,
sing
can
for us.
we get a live performance right now? Oh man, it's the coolest thing to think about it like that. Is that, I mean, outside of protesting too, we still have like our individual lives, right? But this makes up a huge
Oh wait, how do I lower
chunk of our
this?
time, guys, which is amazing that we're all dedicated to
Thank you guys.
making the time for it.
Listen to this news. You ready for this news?
breaking news.
Breaking news. I just look at their stairs back here against the building that's supposed to be a fire escape, and they've taken away all the ladders to the fire escape. So if there's a fire, they can knock it
Oh,
down.
then I guess we
Let's
got-
go.
Oh, that's
they-
a whole...
Let's go
So they
check
did
it
that
out.
probably intentionally so people can't escape themselves. But in case of a fire, those people are locked in that building.
Can we see it? Can you show
Right
us?
here, look
Let's
right
go.
here.
Let's go check this out. Breaking news, you guys.
Oh, time to call for the fire marshal then.
So it's right there. Look at you guys. All the way up.
True. There's literally just balconies that you're gonna have to jump out of
There's
and hit the
11
concrete.
balconies that have no fire escapes.
11
And not one down at the
balconies
bottom ground.
without a shred of way to escape this disgusting asbestos-filled building.
Or tonight.
Imagine that, you
Well, time to
guys.
call the fire marshal.
Damn. Damn, damn, damn.
I don't even know what they could have put.
Look at that. And I mean,
and their own TV, you would think, right?
look at that. There's no
They
stair.
just think to themselves, "Oh, you'll have a broken leg or two, and
Yeah,
but
just
you'll
jump out.
continue."
Use your OT powers.
That's
Better
just not
better
how
luck
it
next
works.
lifetime.
No, that's just not. They're not cats, guys.
Look at this, you guys.
A drop in that might be, that's awful.
That's
How do
truly
they get by
awful.
with that? Well,
They have buddies at the
they're
places
in
where they
bed
get
with-
checked out.
They're in bed with you know who, LAPD.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, breaking news. Good luck escaping a fire because there is no stairs. So
The unfortunate reality.
here it is, you guys. You see it?
And guys, there's been fires. in
Like
the other
literally,
buildings.
you
So
know,
guess
there's
what?
supposed to be a stair from one to the other. There's no
Here,
stairs.
You're supposed to place.
Why did they even have
somehow
those things out there if there's not even using it? Because that would be great to understand.
Of course, absolutely.
Go ahead.
You guys say, man, look at y'all. Y'all boy, y'all got your business.
Have a great night, you too.
Never better.
There it is, you guys. Hi, Osa. Great job here you got going on for yourselves. Great job.
Absolutely. Now,
So-
had they been at the flag event, they would not have been able to have class so easily, right? So it is a public sentence. I felt bad. They said, "Can we pass?" I said, "Absolutely." But one day at the flag event, right? And then all of a sudden, maybe they were there. Maybe that's why they were questioning it, right? You don't know where you can cross. You don't know where there's handicap mobility, accessibility, right? That whole night was
Which one?
the flag night.
Oh.
That was a disaster for them. For them, it was. I'm sure one of their most shameful nights in history that they've experienced, right?
Well, that's why they're not coming here anymore.
Well, it's funny. My chat was like, "Oh my goodness, Tal, like you have brought in a whole new side of you the night of the flag, right?" And when I saw the security, because we pulled over really quickly, all three of us, and I saw security with the doors open, and they were like racing to get it closed. And I was like, "Well, we're getting a good look at your faces. You guys are supporting X, Y, and Z." Made it a lot more harsh, right? And they covered their faces completely with their little like ski mask thing that they have, right? They're ashamed.
Well,
And that's the fact of the matter.
and for the first 3 months, you guys, the outside hired help was pretty much off limits. Nobody was going after them because we were like, okay, you don't work there, it's not you. But they've had 3 months to figure it out, and 3 months later, now these people are using like outside gardeners, which they never used to do before, you guys. Never. They had people that were gardeners, including a minor. She was 16 years old at the Fort Harrison Hotel, and she was doing gardening day in, day out, 7 days a week. 16 years old. She was, her name was Amy. I think it was Amy. American girl, blonde girl that, breaking news, she was in a relationship. She became in a relationship with a, you know what? It was the father of her best friend that she ended up hooking up with. And he was an adult and she was a minor. Then
Guys, if you didn't hear that, the father of her best friend, and she was 16 years old. And how old do we think that father was?
He was like late 40s, mid to late 40s.
Yeah,
And-
chat. I think we clearly see the wrong in that, right? So they're getting desperate.
I mean, they've always been desperate.
But now to new lengths, right? Like new extremes.
Well, they've never been scrutinized. They've never been filmed. This is a different level of scrutinizing that they've never had because, like I was saying earlier, even if I just came here every day and I didn't have a chat and I didn't have people watching, how much can I make a difference? Like the fact that all of y'all are there, the fact that, 255 people are here, That's what they're scared of, right? Because every day more people are finding out what in the hell's going on. And they cannot muscle us. They cannot tell us, don't say anything when we're peacefully protesting. Not even protesting. I mean, we're just chilling out here discussing what goes on in there, you know. And for advocacy, the more you guys understand what we're advocating for, going back to that point of the kids, those people we can say, get them out. Those people we can say, no, you're not allowed to audit them. Like, it's not up to them to decide that. It's up to us to decide that, you know? So
And we have every right.
Yeah.
Every God-given legal
For
right.
kids, yes. For adults, no, right? For adults, oh, they're wasting their time. Okay, well, okay, who's going to come help you? Who's going to help you?
Where's your keys, baby?
They said congratulations on reaching 10,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
isn't
you
that
guys.
great?
Quick to notice.
Yeah, very
They're quicker
good.
than us, right?
I know.
These
Well,
detectives.
well, it's the reality show. That's what this is. You know, we're all characters.
This is the address of this hotel. What's the address here? Do you know? It's Ivar, right? But it's, I don't know, it's Hollywood. Just check Google Hollywood guaranteed 6331 Hollywood Boulevard, you guys. 6331 Hollywood Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90028. Oh, wonderful, Miranda. Thank you, Scooby-Doo.
Save their own life from the fire in this building. That building captured them in this last corner here. They're done. You know.
Or handicapped for the rest of their lives, really.
It just shows you how sad it is. It's like these people just, you know, are like, I even say, like, these windows are sealed shut. They look like they're not even doors any longer. They're windows. You know.
It's a prison.
It's a modern day slave prison.
So I'm gonna grab my jacket and just go in the car for a while.
Okay.
So whatever you want to do. His car's dead. He needs a jump for his car. So I may just pull the car over there and do a jump up with him.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go tell him that.
We can one day for something, but we just don't have a channel. We'll have to disable it somehow. I'm pretty sure there's a
Thank you, Timber.
Tao, do you know what that light is behind that fence that is flickering on now?
Oh.
Are you referring to the sun or the
Tal, my Chad wants to know what your handle is on TikTok and YouTube too.
TikTok is TAOHYUN, Tao Hyun, at Tao Hyun. You don't have to put that. And then on YouTube, it's at TAO Tao _Hyun, HYUN. Thank you guys.
Good.
The side that you're on, sorry.
Thank you, Stacy.
I moved too quickly. This side, right here, or the other side?
Do they have a locked app system? They use secured systems, you guys. I mean, first of all, remember, no one can have a cell phone in here except for the executives. The slave masters can have cell phones, but that's because they're way vetted and they're way trusted. And no one else that's a peon can have any type of communication on the outside except for like phone lines that are all tapped, that are all programmed with trigger words that you can dial 911. If anybody ever dialed 911, there was a whole team that gets deployed to find out who dialed it, and then there's a whole team that gets deployed to deal with the authorities that show up and go, oh, what's going on over here? And they have all their little cacamimi stories ready for them.
Guys, everybody that's out there, once again, if you could hit that subscribe button for me, I really, really appreciate it. I just want to just be able to share, and feel free. I believe I have on my phone that you can actually share my videos with your friends and your family. So like, share my videos, please do. You're more than welcome to. I give you the right to, okay? Maybe. Hold on, let me see. Do you think I would know where it is? Or it may.
Thank you. Yeah, it is imprisonment. The Bluetooth is off. Are you guys still, can you hear me? Okay, good. See we knew. See we knew, and we came up with a new one today, you guys. WOZA. You know, we're gonna stop calling them by their delusional name. WOZA is, I'm gonna put it on the community tab tomorrow, what WOZA stands for. Oh, look here, we're gonna jump a car. So, is there any movement in this building yet? Or are they just snoring away? Or, you know, maybe they're planning, you know, how they can handle this flap, which is what they call. And maybe the flap is, maybe we really all should march to the FBI Crimes Against Children unit and tell the FBI that once upon a time there was a disgusting, convicted, indicted felon named L. Ron Hubbard that was pitched as an American-bred God FBI. Imagine that. Imagine the stupidity of that. Oh, did you guys just see that? There was somebody that just started checking out over there, you guys. And yeah, FBI, this convicted, indicted felon who also was the mentor. Oh, look, you guys, right there. So there's people, breaking news, there's people over there too. So lots of little windows open, because I guess we started talking about L. Ron Hubbard being a convicted, indicted felon and them having to show up at the FBI. And since they are listening to our live streams, since they are allowed to listen to everything we say, and yeah, we want them to listen. We literally want them to listen, you guys, because if y'all, you know, when Tal asked me a little bit ago, you know, what would it take for people to leave? Well, tell them that they're involved in a full-blown racketeering, child trafficking scheme at an industrial-sized scale that could land them all in jail for decades. That could land them all in jail for literally lifetimes. They're not going to get done with their prison sentence this lifetime. They're going to have to come back, and then come back, and then come back, and then after 500 years, since they did traffic kids at an industrial-sized scale, then they're going to finish their 500-year prison sentence, and then all of a sudden you'll see them all running out of the hotel. Oh my God, no, FBI. I want to be immunized. I want to tell you what I know. But the problem with that little thing, just for all of the WOZA people, is that you really should check with a criminal attorney how getting immunized by the FBI could actually look like. Because you know what? Once the FBI has enough evidence to really make a case for themselves, trust me, they'll lose a lot of interest in your blabbing. Blabbing after the fact is useless to the FBI. They literally go, we already know that. We already have the evidence. We already have everything we need about that. So you're not going to get any breaks for that. So what else do you got? Nothing? Okay, then go to the back of the line. And you're just, here's your number, co-conspirator 389. Go over there to the back of the line. Yeah, I don't know how they get around that, you guys. I don't know how in the hell they get around that. But they have their little ways and means. Trust me, they're very conniving in here. They work day in and day out to break the rules, to not follow the law, to do whatever in the hell an unhinged, criminal, degenerate L. Ron Hubbard told them to do. And yes, Scooby-Doo, pay people. Just, you pay someone a quick amount of cash, and since they do have unlimited amounts of that. Hi, Mena, good morning. Good morning in Australia. I think that's where you are, right? Look, LAPD guys again. So LAPD really is protecting us because they're not coming and harassing us so far. So far, so good. So far, so good. This is the building where they've been trying to serve Miss Cabbage for I don't know how many times process servers have really come to this door, frosted door, because everything is frosted. They're like fucking Frosty the Snowman's here. Frosty the Snowman, let's really frost the doors because, you know, that way we're great.
Drive peacefully.
Don't drain your battery.
No, guys, no.
Secret. Michael at 2K subs. Yay, good.
So what does it say? Jessica and all of them are going to city. It says Jessica and all of them going to city council meeting in the morning. Oh, yes.
10 a.m.
Great, 10 a.m. home. Streets will be there, of course, and everybody will be there. Someone said, "Oh, Ron cursed the car."
Their OT powers were put into good use, you guys. Yeah, we're streaming Laura's music now, you guys. That's our answer.
Oh, can you respond to a comment really quick, sir?
Yeah, of course.
Somebody said, I just want to hear your opinion. I think they want to hear it too.
Uh-huh.
Somebody said Scientology considers disabled people, quote unquote, degraded beings.
Yep, that's completely correct, you guys. I mean, Scientology is for the able to become more able. So if you're disabled, they're already like, you're disabled, like,
They don't want you, basically. Well, they want your money.
If you have it, then they'll figure out a way. So they, maybe, I don't even remember a single wheelchair person in there or any other like real big disabilities.
Do you feel like it's because they just don't have anything to accommodate them inside the buildings?
Well, because I mean, the scam doesn't work on that. You know what I mean? Like, number one, they're very pressed to make sure everybody looks pretty and presentable, because anybody that's disabled, or let's say that, somebody's overweight, or any pathetic excuse that they can have. Shout out to the LAPD. So yeah, so for disabled people and for anything that is not
Okay, guys, back to the real things. Somebody said, but what happens if a Scientologist gives birth to a disabled child? That's a beautiful question.
Well, I mean, they're stuck with them, okay, and then they subject them to these audits. So imagine autistic kids end up in audits. Imagine that. I mean, it's already horrific for us as a child when your brain's still developing to be intellectually abused at that level because they're talking to you as an adult. And I mean, like, it's you know, it's so hard to really explain. Like, you're stuck in a room with an adult treating you like an adult for 4, 6, 7 hours, for example. Like, what?
Somebody said in the chat, I have autism, and that would be horrible torture. Yeah.
It's torture. It's
Yeah,
full-blown, indefensible, disgusting torture. And no one's getting off on it except for the people that are administering it under the delusion that they're really applying a technology that is so revolutionary that is in these hotels. Like, you know, they are so deluded that they're doing it. You know, I can't say that they're doing it to screw someone's life over. But again, it's like, in what world? I mean, I'm sure if you go around prison and ask people if they ever really wanted to screw people over, like, everybody could come up with an excuse. So that's why
A cover-up.
it's the actions that actually matter, not the blah, blah, blah.
Essentially, Scientology as a whole, they have a million excuses. 1,000,001. No matter what the occasion. And bending the truth, of course, guys, and so many other things that you guys have seen across all the
If you had a stroke, they would take you to a curated doctor in Scientology, because all doctors are mandated reporters, right? So Scientology is very, very careful to not end up, and that's why they have this whole war with psychiatry and psychologists, right? Like, this whole hoo-ha has been made about, oh, they really don't believe in the science of the brain, and, you know, maybe that's partly true, but what's underneath that? They're all mandated reporters. You know, where else do they send the kids? To Scientology schools. Why? Because teachers are mandated reporters. So anywhere that you could get some help, they're very pressed to make sure that nobody ends up there. Because mandated reporters filing, you know, actual reports, that opens them up. And they cannot squiggle their way out of that so easy. But the type of crisis management that they run in here is such that they really do have a really strong chokehold on how any type of medical emergency is handled. Like, it's unthinkable, really.
Guys, we hear more and more, specifically you guys who are rejoining always on this channel about Scientology. There's always, I feel like, especially for my channel, we just started like, 10 days ago. We haven't missed a day yet. I was supposed to take a day off, but here we are. I told them I wouldn't scream as much because I ended up losing my voice, right? So I was like, okay, let's calm down. But it says, DJ, maybe that, it says, beginning of the stream. I might be pronouncing it wrong, but they're saying Lisa McPherson's story is really scary.
Yeah, well, Lisa McPherson had a complete psychotic meltdown in there. And they were so pressed because she was going so crazy. They were so pressed to keep her in the hotels and try to, like, calm her down from it, and, you know, but torturing her more, right? Like, nobody there has a single certificate to do anything other than 2-week courses inside a hotel.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, like,
that's your only thing,
that's
right?
literally, that's all it is. I mean, I did the courses. It takes 2 weeks to get through it. If you're smart. If you're dumb, it might take you like a month and a half.
Right.
But kids usually would be so brilliant, and it was so easy for our brain to absorb all that garbage too, right? Because your brain is so susceptible to learning when you're 14, 15. I speak fluent Italian, and I never went to Italy, you guys. I was speaking fluent Italian by the time I was 16. I was fluent because they had forced me to speak to Italian people to interrogate them. And I did speak Spanish, so that was a good base, but I'm not saying, like, there's people that speak Spanish and Italian sort of mixed, but I learned to just, like, speak to people, like, just in Italian.
Right.
So again, my brain was so open to hearing a language and just learning it, you know?
They said, do children get to celebrate their birthdays?
Yeah, not in any sort of real special way. I mean, it's not like the Jehovah's, right? So So yeah, we had a great birthday childhood. But I mean,
Right.
nothing special was ever really done. You know, it's like, yeah, not really. I mean,
Nothing.
maybe like the rich kids that are, celebrity kids and all of that, they have more of a normal upbringing, a little bit more.
Somebody else asked, since they believe in reincarnation, how do they handle it when somebody passes away?
Well, just they just say like, oh, they're out there floating, looking for another Scientology body to go get themselves
Right.
inside. I mean,
Of
because
course, right.
that's how they
That makes
told
sense,
us.
right?
Like,
Right.
remember, we chose our parents. We floated and
Quite
checked it
literally
out.
floated, yeah.
Literally, we were floating, you guys. No, they even said that right before you were born. They said that a lot of spirits can come and really fight for who's gonna be the one that actually takes the body. I mean, again, it's just it's delusionary garbage. It's infantilism is what in the hell it's called. Like, and again, if an adult wants to be infantile with other adults, do it.
They're right.
It's like, okay,
Yeah,
do it.
Your choice. Go for it. Have
Yeah,
fun.
everybody's
And we've
in
seen
on the
We've
game.
seen enough crazies, right? That have wanted to, right? Or they get aggressive for whatever reason or hostile, and they go, "Well, we're gonna join, right?" And then everybody's
Well,
like,
we just saw an example, you guys. Like, you saw that guy having
yeah.
a breakdown on a bicycle,
Yeah.
like obviously
I
on
heard
crack,
it.
obviously on problems. But what are we all now owing him to go and rescue him? Should we all just stop everything we're doing to go and rescue him? Really?
They said it's very much garbage. Preach surge, and then somebody said, "Do they have a cemetery?"
No. No, usually they prefer incinerating people.
Which would make sense.
Like, pretty
much,
much
yeah.
everyone's being incinerated for the most part.
Any more questions, guys, for Surge while we have Surge here? If you guys haven't already, Lisa, I'm sorry, no, Lorraine, can you put in at literally Surge for the handle? Just so we can see it clearly. I'll pin it in the meantime. Let's see. Any more questions? Let's see. DJ. If they had a paraplegic child, would they hide the child?
There was one child that I knew that was quadriplegic.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Danny. Brilliant kid, was so good at making money. Like, he was just a little genius, and they would get money out of him. So now that you just said that, I just remember there was just one that I was like, oh my God, it was Danny. And he was in his wheelchair and everything. And his mom, it was a Mexican family. His mom's name is Erna. And because the kid was making a lot of money, they were actually, pretending that they wanted to help him.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
It was like a mirage, basically, like an illusion.
Yeah.
Of course.
But he would mostly have like auditors go to his house, so he wasn't really around the hotel. Like, he really wasn't shown to people.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's like they're very pressed to preserve this image that everyone is just like a good-looking, successful person, right? Like, that's what they want everyone inside to think.
That their life is perfect.
That their life is perfect. That things...
Dianetics and everything else in between has really sort of cured that foundation of where misery begins.
Yeah.
I read we had some girls actually go into the Blue Building yesterday that are from Maryland, right? I had met them maybe 5 nights ago. They came back yesterday, brought the pamphlet. I read a little bit of the pamphlet to the chat. Right away, they were like, that's BS, of course, yada, yada, yada. I don't know because I haven't read the book, right? I read the pamphlet, and the pamphlet said something about how Dianetics basically is referring to how you have like this human mind, right? And to be able to train it to be resilient, to make it strong, can get you much further if you're not reactive, right? And so I'm wondering, like, in that sense, how some of these individuals, right? Like yesterday, or not yesterday, but when we went to the flag event, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had security literally having to walk away from me because he was pushed to the limit, right? That breaking point. And it took a while, but he got to that breaking point. We saw individuals like Luca, right? Who's like sweating and losing his mind. Every corner he's turning, right? There's a camera, right? Do you feel like that is something in there too? Like, is Dianetics such an integral part of them, and what they're taught, that they're not supposed to have reactions or emotions? It's just supposed to be like almost like a android mode, right? Like cyborg mode.
Well, and it's actually the technology, the bullshit technology that they have for that mostly has nothing to do with Dianetics. For that, they get taught a drill called TRs, training routines, and they're told to, withstand bull baiting. So they get into this like desensitizing mode because you have to do those drills for hours and hours and hours. You're getting yelled at, screamed at, obscenities, sexual stuff. Like it's full-blown sexual assault. I mean, if that was said in an office setting, like person would be in handcuffs and, being sued, but
terminated and sued immediately.
But again,
Right.
Here is this whole idea that we're drilling. Oh, this is just a drill. This is just make-believe. And again, if two adults want to drill each other on sexually assaulting each other and they have the rules of engagement, they fully approve to do it, they fully consent and are into it, we're not here to save them from doing that. But when we were being exposed to that as kids, that's the literal definition of getting groomed to normalize being spoken to in disgusting ways where you have nothing, no other source of reference to think, oh, this is all just BS. I shouldn't have allowed people to speak to me like this, but
The PI guy from last time? Oh, that is the PI guy from last time, guys. That's him. That's the secret one.
Yeah. PI has arrived.
He lives in the hotel, guys. Remember, he lives there, guys. It's because they're just speaking too much right now. They're not happy, right?
They want to distract quickly. But you know what? Ugh. It's like he's smoking so many cigarettes. So disgusting,
Oh, yeah.
you
Here
guys.
he is,
Like,
guys. You guys have already seen him. We have his license plate. He lives there, guys. He's talking to his girlfriend that became his wife. And he's not moving back and forth, up and down this entire streetway, right? He's not watching us. He's just smoking and doing the whole thing. Anyways.
and who's that woman over there?
Somebody said a very, deep question for you.
Go ahead.
It says, do you think you will ever be able to get past the pain of the past and live a happy life? I feel like you're already living a happy life.
Well, we're in recovery, you guys. I mean, we might not look handicapped, but you cannot go your entire childhood being abused 24/7, 365, and then expect to just have a normal life, you know? So it's called, you have to live every day one at a time, and you have to dedicate, enough actual therapy with actual therapists that actually have certificates, not 2-week courses.
Credentials, everything else in between.
Yeah, and even that, I mean, what I found out about therapy is there is no one size fits all. There is no one therapist that really has the answer. It's a holistic approach to, first of all, who do you connect with? Who do you feel gets you? At the first time they're like, oh, but you specialize in cults and no therapist needs to specialize in any cult. Like, these are called domestic violence. These are called, being in narcissistic, toxic as AF relationships. And therapists do study those type of power dynamic imbalances. And it's no different than any other. But yes, they could happen so much over here because you're scammed. So, what we're advocating for is when you wake up to the facts, the day where you really go, oh, everything was a lie. My parents were a bunch of liars. All the adults were just a bunch of liars that were getting off at our expense. That's when you go, whoa. It's like, and I always say, that's where this association that you have with everything, because every day you're going through this experience at the hotels, you're a fawn. So you don't really have a connection to your feelings. You're not really connecting to reality because you're just fun, whatever. You're just trying to survive from one day to the next. And with that, you're not thinking what they did to you 3 weeks ago. You got to survive this week. And remember, they run you Thursday to Thursday. So every Thursday at 2, everything starts again. And you're just in that cycle. So everything's so cyclic. Every Monday you do this. Every Thursday you do that. It's every week the same thing.
Somebody said, can you ask how LGBT people hid themselves or were treated?
horrifically. Because again, L. Ron Hubbard wrote a bunch of pathetic lies about how, you know, this whole pitch about how, you know, you're in your body and your thetan, it's not, doesn't have a sex, but your body does. So the whole thing is there's an incongruency if your thetan and your body don't match. And that is what they call, like, that's degradation, that's bad, and they really, like, you know, they act more unhinged and more doubled down on their con, right? Because again, they act very confident. They tell you this with a straight face as if they learned it in a 2-week course, but they now very confident that they have the answer. So LGBTQ kids do have it the worst because everybody else gets treated as kind of normal. But anybody that is LGBTQ is literally marked with a stain, like, and they're always being watched. I mean, you know, I spent like days locked up in rooms because I was caught playing Barbie dolls as a child. Like, then they would have all these sadistic punishments for so-called, you know, getting you back in valence is what they called you. And they have all these terms like valence. You're not in valence. You're not being yourself. And as an 8-year-old, you don't even know who the hell you are, but you're being told that you're not yourself.
Right.
So they're always just like, you know, it's helicopter parent at an nth degree. Like,
And that's sort of like a sneak peek, not the whole foundation and basis as to why it's that you're saying more so like if they're of legal age, right, then that's their choice if they wanted to join, right?
That's
but the
what we're
whole
saying.
argument is really just kids can't consent, and if they're underage, then they're not presented an option. They don't have an option.
And they're being exposed to, again, a very sick adult game. That's the easiest way to explain it. It's a sick adult game. Can adults get off on it? Can they claim that they have a lot of powers and a lot of spiritual whatevers? Sure, they can claim all of that and nobody cares. And the First Amendment protects them from the government not coming and telling an adult what to do with their life. But no one can be asking for that to be what's being advocated for because it's not realistic. I mean, no, the First Amendment isn't going to be changed because these racketeers figured out a way to have a loophole. Do you see what I mean? And that's all that's being exploited here, a loophole. Had they made the hotel 21 and up only, with everyone getting carded at the door, with contracts that they sign where they give off all the rights. Here's the consent form to become a slave. Oh, where do I sign up? Okay, well, who's going to come and save them, you know?
Well, there's nothing much more to protest at that point, right? It's like you've signed up for it, you understand what it is, but that's just not what it is. It's smoke and mirrors. And for those that are underage, right, they're not given a choice, but they're placed into probably one of the worst scenarios and more so like reality that they can really.
Well, imagine
fathom, right?
they're placed in a hotel where all adults are going to treat them as adults. So that in and of itself is disgusting, indefensible, outrageous, you know. And then these kids are not just only being treated like adults, they're being treated as slaves, as willing slaves. Like, I thought I was a willing slave when I was there. I thought, oh, I did sign a contract. I did sign that I wanted to be here for 1 billion years. I am now dead bondage, because remember, you guys, every course they have you do for free, they're also charging you an invoice where, mind you, it's just you're just signing that you're gonna pay if you leave. But you're still in your head, you really do think that you owe them. And when I left, I paid what I owed them, even though I lost my entire formative years. Because it's like, that's the way that your parents think that you're doing well and all of this. So there's just so many layers to the scam and the scheme. That's why I called it today. I'm like, here's the Enron of religion, right? Because it's just a shell. So it's just a bunch of corporations. And that's why it's also so confusing, you guys. You got RTC, you got CMO, you got OSA, you have AOLA, you have ASHO, you have CC. Like, what did I say? Nothing. That means nothing to all of you. And it shouldn't mean anything because they're nothing. There's just shell corporations that these attorneys put up so that they can run their scam and their scheme, and they can have all of these attorneys really represent all of these false identities When you're in there, everyone is a Sea Org member. But in the legal understanding of the law, there is no Sea Org. Everybody belongs to a corporation, is a volunteer, a so-called volunteer of each one of these shell corporations. So again, that doesn't make a shred of sense. You know, it's just all a bunch of like legal schmiegel is what it's called. Legal schmiegel, breaking news. You know, attorneys that put their law licenses on the line, lie out of their teeth, listen to their unhinged client because they're very pressed to please their client. I mean, attorneys have a responsibility to rein a client in. If they're unhinged, it's their job to consult on the law. So David Miscavige didn't go to legal school. Mike Rinder didn't go to law school. Marty Rathbun didn't go to law school. They're all high school dropouts, in fact. Or I think Mike Rinder finished high school and then he got started in the hotels. So without any legal background, they have, and I mean, you guys Google how many attorney people they have in these hotels, because they even go hiring attorneys that are prominent that they wouldn't ever want to be up against. Think about that legal strategy for a second. They go, here's all the California attorneys. Who can we have retained so that if anybody ever left the hotels, they're going to be like, no, conflict of interest, can't take your case. Because we're already getting paid by Scientology to do what? Because so many of those attorneys, you guys, I can tell you, the only one attorney that I ever saw inside of the hotels was Monique Yingling, when, as you guys already pointed out, Lisa McPherson was almost a thing that shut them off, you guys, because the IRS told them, if y'all get caught committing crimes, you lose your 501c. So Lisa was the closest they were getting at actually being faced with that situation. If Lisa's criminal case would have found them guilty of everything that were being, but even that was, you know, finagled by attorneys that, you know, manipulate the facts. And that's what in the hell is called. And, you know, yes, everyone's allowed to have advocates and criminal representation. We're not saying they don't, but attorneys need to be held accountable because they cannot be lying out of their literal, you know what, for their client. And they can also not be making statements of, oh, well, my client told me that this is how they do the sessions. Do you see what I mean? Like, we're right now literally telling the attorneys of Scientology that are so clueless. L. Ron Hubbard wrote it. Robert E. Mangold, that's one of the big ones at the top. L. Ron Hubbard told y'all that no one can leave the session unless the auditor says so. So in what world is that not false imprisonment?
Absolutely. They said Sergio is so well-spoken and intelligent. We have so much love for him, and that's the majority of the chats. And guys, I'm going to keep it there. I don't want to keep asking a million questions, but sincerely, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Them.
Well,
the chat's like super, like there's, yeah, they love you.
Well, we love you guys all because I
pinned
mean
it already, but at Serge Del Mar or at literally Serge.
We're in the back of the building, like where the U is at.
check it out, you guys. Oh, Osa, shut your windows off. We can see what the hell you're doing. Look at all those computers, you guys. Look at all that they're typing. Look at that woman. Typing away all night at all odd hours of the night. Typing. So we're really gonna get into the details of what these people type, because that's the devil's in those details. What are they typing? Well, you know what? We do know what the hell they type, so we'll be showing y'all what in the hell they type inside of those hotels and commercial buildings.
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, look at that, you guys. So yeah, check it out tomorrow. Everything's gonna have blinds. Everything's gonna be covered up quickly because someone's getting in a lot of trouble for this being opened and not shut. This is called an out security, you guys. When you are out security, you get assigned a condition of treason. So out security is anything that could compromise the security, anything that could get the, you know, in legal hot waters. That's what these people consider an out security. Anything that threatens the technology of L. Ron Hubbard getting exposed is an out security. So, yeah, thank you, Danny. That was good.
Oh, it's back.
Oh, yeah. Which one's back? Oh.
To take it out.
Well, and did you see who's there? The PI.
Oh yeah, he's always here.
Always, right?
He's always here.
What phone is that?
It's the
Android?
flip one.
The Android one?
Yeah, the Samsung one.
The Samsung one. I feel like the camera's like so much better. Like it's so much clearer. It's like it's smooth and it's like
I know.
the photos are coming out so much better in those too. See you guys. What's that right there? Is that just a light flickering? Yeah.
It's genau 10 Kalkas.
You'll check out. He's just talking, chatting, blah, 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 blee, 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 blue, blue, blue. Good morning from the UK. Yay. Shout out to the UK. All right, you guys. I think I'm gonna have to get inside my car.
You guys tell me if you'd be able to afford a living situation with this car.
I'll see you soon, Tal.
Are you heading out?
Yes.
Bye. It was good seeing you.
Ciao,
guys.
ciao.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you again for the interview too.
Of course.
Hey, babies.
That's it.
Baby Ting.
309 people have joined us.
Yay.
I think Europe is waking up and they're literally
Oh, that would happen
checking in.
when I would do Clubhouse. That would happen is like the hours would change and all of a sudden we would actually...
Thank you.
We would schedule rooms at certain times so that we can actually fit other countries' time schedules. So yeah, and they loved it, you know? They loved it.
Osa Wosa, call up your Frosty the Snowman. Yep.
Oh my goodness, guys.
Happy 10K day and happy 2K for you. That my chat was celebrating. You got 2K now.
Oh, did I get 2K?
Yes.
I didn't look. See, I told you guys.
Yes.
I don't look at that number. So thank you guys. And if you guys are following and listening, check me out. Check out my channel. It's literally Michael at literally Michael. I gave an architectural tour today. There's some really beautiful buildings around this building, and even this building itself is absolutely beautiful. But the thing today that I discovered was the fact that they didn't have fire escape ladders from the side of the building, and that is a major fire hazard and against the law and against code. So I'm going to actually pull up a couple pictures tomorrow morning and look at the building as it was built back in the day, and then use those two images of evidence to bring to the, I don't know where, I need the county somewhere, I'm sure, but that's a no-no. And I bet you those windows are actually nailed shut, which is ridiculous because, you know, even though there's people in there believing everything, But there may be people in there that want to blow and get the hell out of there and don't know how. And then there's people in there that want to blow that may want to save their life if there was a fire and if there's a chance that they can't get off of a floor because it's trapped with
Are
fire.
the guys following me?
No, there's no one following us.
No one's following us, you guys.
No. So anyway, so that's my blah blah today. It's just kind of crazy. So yeah, check me out.
They
Support.
sealed the windows yesterday. Yeah, they're all, the silver car, he took off and went when you did. Private investigator might be following you.
Well, no, there's no car behind me that I could see following me. I've been watching. I'm pretty good at that. My dad taught
Oh,
me
he's
that.
just reparked.
He just reparked? Okay. Well, there was the older guy there tonight again with his family now. With his, he had two ladies and another gentleman with him. The Russian.
Hold on, this is a building that the fire department was saving you guys because there was a fire here at this testing center that now, look at it, Frosty the Snowman has come. They frosted everything. They barely want to show their books. I mean, look how embarrassed they are about their disgusting
thing.
thing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books that they're showing. Maybe 9 books.
Literally, their entire thing is just not working anymore.
Just ridiculous, but fantastic.
So a lot has happened with baby tiny steps, you guys. Baby tiny steps.
But it's taken all your support as well. So thank you guys for supporting and just helping and just being there and just being here on the live, because everybody, it just makes a difference that you're here.
What's going on? I don't know about the Jimmy Kimmel Kate Moss protest. I have no idea what that is, you guys. I don't know what that is
It's up
about.
the street. We could drive by it and see, but it's probably over by now.
No, but they said tomorrow there's a protest of Kate Moss and Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh, really? Is she
We'll have to check it out, you guys. I don't know what that's about.
She may be on the show. Or she may be the guest tomorrow. Didn't say.
I know, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, she can be there and so what? I don't know what the story is.
Yeah, so you'll find out the story.
Kate Moss is at Jimmy Kimmel's, but what's being protested about Kate Moss? Oh, thank you, Amanda. She's gonna be doing your replay.
Yay.
Is it about Balenciaga? It should be. Oh, Elizabeth Moss, not Kate Moss. Okay, that makes sense.
Elizabeth Moss
Oh,
makes sense.
yay. Oh, well, definitely we'll be there. Lizzie Moss being sent out by WOZA to, you know, really put her little skills to the test and really portray herself as America's little sweetheart. Isn't that great, you guys, that Elizabeth Moss literally played the sickest joke you could possibly play, because yeah, Elizabeth Moss is you know, very inspired by the Sea Org story, especially the part where women were being made to shh their babies and all of that. She had a really great front row seat at hotels where this was going on. And then Amazon thought, let's really go into The Handmaid's Tale. Let's really use Lizzie Moss to tell us how it is to be in some really unhinged, deranged, right-wing, extremist, radicalized situationship. Yeah, she's a total hypocrite, you guys. And remember,
total.
Elizabeth grew up as a rich, white, celebrity, privileged Scientology kid. So Lizzie Moss, that was living it up in Laurel Canyon, she always talks about her childhood. She always talks about how much she loved it. She always talks about how she was told her whole life that she was very special and there was something very special about her. So going back to this point, don't think that everyone in Scientology is just there suffering you know, their whole life away. There's people that get a lot out of it, and the celebrities are at the very top tier of who gets the most out of Scientology. So yeah, thank you for telling us about that.
Yeah, that's cool.
The pearl necklace? I don't know what pearl necklace you guys are talking about. Oh, there's a car stocking towel. I mean, that's also WOZA, you guys. I mean, remember, these people have unlimited amounts of money to be paying to intimidate anybody who wants to check out what in the hell they're doing. So, thank you, KK.
Yeah, they probably have like a whole crew of people like Uber drivers that they just make phone calls and just say, follow this person, follow that person, you can get on with them.
Yeah, Circus Rider, but you know what? I think that Lizzie's family infiltrated Laurel Canyon, more like it. Because, you know, very good at playing up relatable. You know, that's what Scientologist people do, you guys. They become relatable on command, as if this wasn't an acting school where in the hell we were. We role-played day in and day out. We were trained on emotions. Now look real happy, now look real sad, now look like this, now look like that. There's literal drills where you go act out all of these emotions. So we were like little kid actors inside of there. I don't know what they said about a friend. Yeah, this was a great party we've had for ourselves today, you guys. Just little baby steps.
Yeah, little baby steps.
Thank you, Gerald. We're definitely gonna check it out because Elizabeth Moss is one of the biggest funders, enablers, multi-millionaire Elizabeth Moss, being helped by all manner of publicists that help her launder her image and book her to promote little shows. You know, and it's interesting, you guys, because if you think, Elizabeth Moss does a ton of interviews. Not like Tommy Cruise, not like Johnny Travolta, not like any of those pathetic clowns. Elizabeth Moss loves getting interviews. So she's got all manner of PR people pitching her ad nauseum, begging people like Jimmy Kimmel, who doesn't give a shred of an F. As long as Jimmy Kimmel gets an audience and a name to himself, he'll book Tom Cruise, he'll book Elizabeth, he'll book anybody that will get his pathetic ratings to come up. It's just how it works, you know, like all of these talk shows / news shows / laundering of image for, you know, Ghislaine Maxwell's, Elizabeth Moss's. Maybe he made a remark. I don't know if it was, I don't think it was, maybe it was. I think he might have done something like that. I think you're right. He did say something at the Oscars. It was a bit of a dig. But again, you guys, it's like, in what world are these multi-million powerful people in Hollywood, you know, they really want to launder their image with like, well, you know, we did make a dig at the Golden Globes, and it's like their elitism and their privilege is showing because they're all addicted to a drug sold in Los Angeles called fame, F-A-M-E. And apparently fame is the only thing that these people get real high on. And all manner of corruption ensues as soon as they start, on that little drug for themselves. So the elites in Hollywood that have claimed to be so woke, that have claimed to really want to be relatable, majority of them are just talking heads. They're just an image that has been highly curated, that has been highly planned out by publicists, which are the dirtiest of dirtiest of dirtiest, you guys. The publicists, gross. I mean, literally talk about spin masters. Everything is just spin, position, manipulate. And, these so-called celebrities become addicted to their publicists because their publicists are the ones that are handling the perception of them. Like imagine Mila Kunis, who was told to shut the F up and disappear and never speak again until, America forgets what type of dumb statements you were making without a shred of self-awareness. So Mila is very, very pressed that, nobody's paying attention to, her entitlement and her privilege. Because again, this is a white privilege prop-up machine is what Hollywood is. Really propping up all these white entitled people that don't have a shred of self-awareness or care, but that are very, very good at sounding extremely relatable and wonderful and charismatic.
Can I say bitchages on YouTube?
Did you spell it out?
I did. Oh my God.
That's right. It's called entitled privilege at a level that we're not really thinking about, because again, it's like America is in love with its celebrities, right? Like America's like, oh my God, aren't we so special? Don't we have all these influencers that really shape public perception on so many issues? And
it's just so grotesque that you have that shown, it's like, it's just written after Scientology. It's just horrible. It's just like so gross.
Oh, that's right. L. Ron Hubbard, L. Ron Haba. So yeah, I mean, exactly. Thank you for that about Jimmy Kimmel. That was his big joke. But the big joke is on you, Jimmy Kimmel bookers, that apparently don't do a shred of due diligence before booking a so-called celebrity, because y'all are real pressed to resuscitate your failing, overproduced show that isn't really entertaining anybody anymore, because people are sick of the facade, sick of the pretenders. They're not real. So I really want to thank all of you guys that joined our 10K celebration, doing what we get to do today as free to exercise our First Amendment right.
That's right.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we will see you guys extremely soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.